speaking with you. Thank you for putting the time aside to speak to us from Heritage Consultancy Network and also Diaspora Connect, Rudy Page organisations, and all the mammoth musicians, artists, and veterans like yourself, that have set the scene and laid all the foundations for what will come and what is to come. Stronger, more advancing, and getting that economic, I think, recognition. I think we'll all agree, as the British High Commissioner said, we have to capitalise on that. Okay, wonderful. So, where do you see sort of legacy that's being built from the Jamaican music in the UK? Where do you see it going? How can we take it almost to another level to ensure we don't lose the roots, the culture, the traditions and the heritage that's been set already?
The High Commissioner said it so well at Gregory Isaacs. He said it so well. Our music and our culture has influenced Britain and the development of Britain more ways than we are giving credit for. And I think this is something that needs to be documented in a way that the credit, the authorities in Britain know it, but they don't make it as known as they should. But I think we need to know that.
We should make
and
sure.
we should put that on the table because it gives us better negotiating power.
Of course.
So when you're talking about the Windrush and all the things that are happening at Fraternity, these are the things now that we need to bring forward.
Got to document it.
For Britain to know the role that we played in the development of the British culture.
And are still playing.
And still playing.
And
I'm going to play more.
Play more, because we think about, even now, even when we talk about obviously Jamaican music, I can think of the young artists like Stormzy, Wiley. They're taking grime now to a whole nother
That's what
level.
I'm saying. But it's important for Britain to understand the role we played in their thing, because Britain was not just their country, it was our country.
Of course, because we were invited. We were Commonwealth states.
And that is why the High Commissioner, I was so proud of how he spoke.
It was a very great speech.
Because
the UK is the second largest place to recognise reggae music.
He played that role. Let me tell you something else. You guys are fortunate now, and you opened up right.
Technology will play a part for us.
Yes,
yeah.
You're fortunate now because you have a lot more that you can use.
Yeah.
But what we work and should be working towards is not that your children must go further. And their children must go further.
Yes, I agree.
But they can't go further unless you do your part.
And we have to look back.
You have to look.
Understand, learn, as you said, take the knowledge and move forward and build.
And then we get respect.
Yeah.
Then we get respect.
And what is the respect we want?
Very basic. Human beings want the same rights as anybody else. No more.
Sure.
But certainly no less. Very simple.
Yeah. Because sometimes we're going for something, we have an end result, but we're not clear. Is that the end result?
Is that the right?
Is that the right end result?
Is that the right end
Is that it? Yeah.
Because sometimes you get a bit, but if you don't know who you are, you don't understand that what you're getting is still nothing. You first of all, you must know the part you played in this thing.
Yeah.
If I come into this hotel and I was a part of building this hotel.
Yeah.
It's a completely thing when I walk in here to know that I didn't play a part.
Exactly.
So this big hotel is here.
Yeah.
But I hear a part of it. Completely different respect you get at the front.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me show you how.
So the High Commissioner.
He said it right. When, as I explained, you see the roaring, the first time we took recorded music into the West End of London.
Yes.
This was 1960, I almost 62 or 63.
Okay.
Because my brother was older than I was. When I went to England, I wasn't restricted to any particular area. I was in the West End, and few black people
Right.
was doing all of these things. So he got friendly with a club owner that is a very historical site in Britain when it comes to music, which was an all-nighter.
Right.
It was in Wardwell Street.
Okay.
And a lot of jazz music used to play there.
Right. Okay.
So you had people like JaRIA Fame and all that, and so African drummers and so forth. So black and white start to meet there because it's music.
Yes.
They never used to open on a Sunday, and that time our sound system thing started to go up a little bit. So we put to him a proposal to bring a sound system into the West End on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, and in the city of London. You're very courageous.
He said yes, he would try it because he was more exposed to black artists and
Right.
black
But yeah.
people. So he said he would try it to suit to satisfy us. And we advertised it. Well, I can tell you this, the West End never seen black people in their life.
Wow.
People from all over the country invaded the West End.
Roadblock.
We had more people outside than out in the club. He made the police would had so much black people, the police at that time what they were like.
Of course, especially 60s. Yeah.
So he made a lot of money. But the police told him no way. So he said to us, look, did well. Can't have this again. Can't have this again. He said, I tell you what though, I know a friend who's building a club but don't know exactly what he wants to do with it.
Okay.
Because it's, as I said, live music.
Yeah.
So he introduced us to him, we went to talk to him. My brother, Suckle, and myself went to talk to this man. And gave him the concept of sound system. When him, see the money that was made. He said, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
That was the birth of the Roaring Twenties in Carnaby Street.
Oh, wow. What was that?
Now, the Roaring Twenties was the only club in the whole of Britain that opened until 4 or 5 in the morning. At that time, off license closed at 10:30.
Exactly.
The pub 11 o'clock. And the only nightclub would open until 2 o'clock is in the West End. There's no nightclub could open outside of the West End after 2 o'clock. Only in the West End. So coming with a club in the West End to open at 4 or 5, especially it's not live music now, this is sound system music. This was brand new to Carnaby Street. Carnaby Street, and this is, Carnaby Street at that time was a little warehouse street. Nothing was in Carnaby Street. The Carnaby Street that you know now is not the Carnaby Street that we went into. It was all warehouses.
Carnaby Street we now know
That you know now.
eclectic, it's busy,
It's
diverse, multicultural.
How did that come about?
Okay.
When we opened this club, 62, and the artists who used to come over, the black artists used to come over to do shows, the Stevie Wonders and all the big artists who would come over to do shows. They would go and do their shows in the clubs and but by the time them finishes 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or so, the latest will be 2.
Right.
They have nowhere else to go, so they come here, the Roaring Twenties. So what used to happen in the Roaring Twenties, we used to have all the different big artists, all Stevie Wonder and all these people used to come here because it's only a black club that you could come to. Out of that now, the white young artists now start to come because that's the only place that could come now to listen to our music.
So they can learn and experience it. Because obviously outside of Jamaica,
from the Beatles, Stones, Rod Stewart, all of those young boys used to come there and listen to our music.
Right.
That was the beginning of because pop music and Jamaican music gave birth at the same time and moved up together with us influencing them. If you see, when you look at the film, you see we used Obladi Oblada by the Beatles and Get Back in it to demonstrate the influence that our music was having in the 60s on British pop music. The only thing we had to remind us or to get a taste of our culture was on a Saturday. There are these, maybe your grandmother or something like that, grandfather will be able to tell you, are these blue spot grams.
Yep, my grandmother had one of those.
Right,
Definitely.
okay. It was a thing for us to have.
Yeah, that was the hub of the home.
Right,
Yeah.
blue spot.
Yeah.
And we used to use that blue spot gram and play records, rhythm and blues that we used to listen to when we were in Jamaica. Right?
Yeah.
But in addition to that, the 1 and 2 records that was being made in Jamaica, we would get them sent up to us. So when people were coming over, you tell them, what should you bring? Just bring some Jamaica record. Not of any artist or anything.
Just the records?
Just bring some Jamaica record. Don't care who sing it.
We just want the vinyl.
Just bring them over. Because that is what we used to use on a Saturday night. That was what we used on a Saturday night, and then people would come down, take the train and come down from Birmingham, Manchester, and then a few people drove.
Sure.
And come and we sit in our basement and stay the weekend and go back Sunday. Just to listen to some Jamaica records on a gram and cook lamb and call it curry goat.
So we wasn't even eating goat meat?
It wasn't goat meat, it was lamb.
So whatever we could use to improvise
it and call it curry goat. Okay? To hang on to our culture. We were listening to Jamaican music and we were dancing and we eating curry goat.
Yes,
that's as close as we could get, and then people would go back to Birmingham and Manchester, Leeds, or wherever they were on the Sunday. Now, this is how we start to build out now. That little gram, there were more people coming, so we wanted a bigger sound. So we found somebody now who could build the sound box like how they build them in Jamaica. So people migrating who was already involved in things like that in Jamaica was able to. So we started build some boxes.
So this is now the immersion of the sound system movement.
That's right. It's all the whole sound system. And the boxes became bigger, so they started to make them even big more like Jamaica.
Massive.
The problem that we were having now is that there was no space to play this thing.
Right, okay.
Because nobody would rent us in a town hall or any hall to keep, because this was brand new to England.
So the English people must be wondering, where are we going to put why would this group when they get together, what are they going to do?
And the sound, but the noise that would come, remember, I started off by telling you, there was no such thing in Britain. When you wanted to dance, you go into top rank and listen to the big band and you dance to that. This is brand new, so it's brand new to society itself. So the police push us back. When we couldn't get the halls, we decided that we empty out basements on a Saturday. This is how the basement dance started.
Yes.
And we start to keep dancing the houses them now. And it's our dance start to get later and later, and then the people call the police on us. And there's something, this is very important. There's a lot of people, who actually went to jail. Because when the police come, they would lock up people.
So they're not just confiscating equipment?
They would lock you up because, as a matter of fact, sometimes they meet, if they find one person who smoke up a joint or something like that, they may take all 5-10 people. And them time they get all a year in jail, 2 years in jail for that.
Wow.
I'm telling you all of this, the price that we paid.
Of course.
Just like when the slaves were coming over, when our foreparents were coming over from Africa, and the price that they paid, we also paid a price to where we are now. And it's extremely important that the young people, even of Britain, understand the price that people like us paid for them.
Because I think for us, we get, as a young person, our challenges, we're getting the venues, but we're not being allowed to have the venue till late. But in fact, from what you've just described, we're very privileged to have a venue that we can use. We can have, halls, concert halls, Wembley Stadium we can have concerts in. You guys are trailblazers.
You couldn't even get it, not even a town hall. Then we eventually, after, because the blues, the dancing them never stopped. Because that was a way.
Yes.
Radio station wasn't playing our music, right?
Okay.
How are we going to get our message across? There's only one thing could do that, you know, sound system.
Sound system.
There's no other medium.
Yep.
No other medium in Britain, no newspaper, no this. The only thing that we had was the sound system. So Kingston. London started to move. So a man in Leeds started to build same little thing. Somebody in Birmingham started doing it. So sound system started to come from Birmingham and in Manchester. And dance them started, them didn't have to come to London anymore because them started to keep their own dance. Right. So the whole thing started to
branch out now. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And more music is being made in Jamaica. So more music coming. Now, to show you the part that we played in Britain to the development of Jamaica music.
Yeah.
Those same little dances that you would go to enjoy yourself and you would hear a tune and you like the tune and you ask who it was.
Yes.
Sometimes you even borrow the record from the sound man or write down the name of the producer and so forth, and you go into a little record shop because a big record shop did not stock our music. We couldn't get our music inside a big record shop. Forget about that. Our music was sold in the markets.
So the outdoor market, that Brixton market,
Ridley Road, all of those kind of things. That is where our music sold.
Okay.
Because even when I was releasing records,
yes.
as a matter of fact, we couldn't even get them to press our records. You know, when our records used to press on a Saturday when the big record comes, because they own the record plants.
Oh, right.
So there's no way that you could get your records pressed before theirs. So we'd have to go on a Saturday morning, they would put on and press our records, whether it's a 500 or 1,000, and you have to wait, put them in your car, and rush out and circle the markets
to get them sold.
To get them sold.
That's such a labour-intensive process, but
that is what we had to do.
You had to go through in order to get the community to still hold on to the music and to get hold of the music.
No. By going to a record shop, a little record shop, not the big ones though, and ask for that record. You know, in a black area, say for instance Stamford, that's Tottenham and Stamford and all that time. And you go to a shop in that area, small shop, not the big HMPs, and you say, listen, have you got this record? But you say, no, we don't have it. But more and more people go in and say, can you get this record? And took the information into them and said, these are the people who do it in Jamaica. That person, that little shop, I'm trying to name you a few of them, pick up the phone, call Jamaica, and talk to Coxon or Joe Creed and say, I see that, that you made this record.
Yeah.
I would like to buy 100 of it. The producer in Jamaica is so glad for that, for the sale. And say, yes, of course. And would sell them the record, 100 record. That person in England now is able to satisfy
his
customers.
Demand,
Okay? And the more they know that you are doing that, is the more they're going to have good business for them. They're satisfying the market.
Yes.
And most importantly, giving business to the Jamaica producers.
So when we're going against, in a way, the market traders, because now the store has a direct link to Coxon in Jamaica. Did that cause any rift?
With the markets?
Yeah.
No, because guess what? People like myself who was releasing all this Studio One stuff, I would get pre-release over.
Okay.
So this is how I build the sound systems from Coxon. Like the Coxon was a young guy then. Was young. It's even before him. I was dealing with Shelley and Suckle and Vinny. They were the original sound system.
Right.
So when I get the pre-release over, I would sell it to them for sound system purpose. They would now play those records on the pre-release. And they become popular. They go inside the shop and ask for those records, and that determines if I release that record commercially.
Oh, so the more, as we said before, supply and demand. Right.
So why the market wouldn't have a problem now? Because I tell you why.
Yeah.
The big record shop who first of all started to import them, they import 100, sold off fast. Import another 100, sold off fast. They say, listen, there's a demand. They don't want to do a deal. They're not record company, but they see
the potential.
So they say, listen, I would like to press it over here because it's much better for everybody if I actually press it here.
Yes.
So the company here, like Cox and Droopy, will do a deal for them too. They give them an advance, which is good for them because they can make more records. And they start pressing it there. When they start to press it, they have to get them out to all the market centers.
Right.
Because they alone can't sell those records.
And the distribution now is starting. Okay. And what was the label? Or was it just in your independent label? Or?
No, they a motherfucker, one of the first labels.
Yeah.
Was a Jewish man called Shalitz. He was used to one of the first people, even before Chris Blackwell.
Okay.
What I'm talking here before Chris.
Okay. So Island Records.
No, this was before Island. Island came after.
Right.
After Shalitz, because he was doing Blue Beats. He did the Blue Beat label, that's why they call the music Blue Beats.
Oh.
It wasn't the music, it was a label. And then Island came after, and then many more came after that. I came, the Studio One came, so forth and so on, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. My father used to always go up to it. I remember going up to Jetstar. To pick up.
But, and Jetstar is long after what I'm talking about.
I was going to say, right.
Because
exactly.
I actually, the turmoil that happens between human beings, and some of it is happening right here in Jamaica. Because I'm from Trenchtown and I work in Trenchtown. So when I came up from England, I've never stopped working there because I'm trying to let the youth them down there know who they are, or the contribution that they made, because like what I'm talking about, those musicians are actually coming out of Trenchtown.
Yes.
Alright, so we did the show.
Yes.
The only two black artists who were supposed to be on the show was Oswald and Dennis Brown. The rest of them is all white artists, all pop artists. All big white artists at the time. Because it wasn't a black thing anymore.
Oh, it's expanded now.
Now. So in the Albert Hall, the presidents of the CBS, the president of BMI and all that, because this is really a music business initiative.
This is an industry initiative.
Started by a Jamaican. Because I not only produced the show, I produced the film for the show. At the end, the grand finale, everybody came on stage and sing the song. From that, I have pictures I can always show you with Princess Anna after the event, because we gave the money to Save the Children and contribute to the world. That is where the mustard seed started from. And
tackling poverty in Africa.
In Africa. Started by a Jamaican.
And legacy. So looking forward to the Jamaica 60th Jubilee. I know it feels, but that's 5 years away, Antoinette. We can't be talking about that yet. Let's just enjoy the 55.
Yeah, 55.
Right? But come the 60th, how would you like to see us in the diaspora of the UK celebrate the legacy of, as we said, not just reggae music, but our Jamaican heritage?
I would like us to document some of the things. I'm just going to venture a few things, but there are a whole lot more. For us to document and to educate our own, that we can have to know who we are. Not what society tell us who we are. It must start there, because
it's going to be different, definitely.
All right.
Definitely. But thank you so much.